काफी बड़ा परिवार है मेरा, यही संसार है मेरा। हर दिन मेरी कोशिश है इसे हरा भरा रखने की, कुछ कोशिश घर को मजबूत बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश घर को जीता जागता बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश बड़ों की सेवा की, कुछ कोशिश छोटों को बड़ा बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश नई दिशाएं दिखाने की, कुछ कोशिश उत्साह जगाने की। देश नाम है मेरे संसार का, इंडिया नाम है मेरे परिवार का, टाटा कोशिश जिम्मेदारी निभाने की।
Why should the road tell me where to go?
Why should anything come between me and the stars?
Why should impossible stop me?
Why shouldn't I make space for the unexpected?
Why shouldn't that feel like this?
How would here look like from there, or there, or there?
Every journey brings its own questions. You bring your own reply.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tata Crucible Campus Quiz 2023. Another edition of Tata Crucible, and we have had an amazing participation this year with over 1 lakh students being a part of this quiz. And today we are moving on with the 9th cluster of Tata Crucible. This is the cluster from Gujarat. We have our contestants here with us. Let me quickly introduce our contestants to you and then get cracking with the wildcard. Our first contestant for the day is Manish from IIM Ahmedabad. There he is. From the same institute, joining us is Richi Mishra. All right, there he is. Following both of them is Siddharth, again from IIM Ahmedabad. Following the three of them is Manvi from IMNU Ahmedabad. And completing this lineup for us here today, representing IIFT, is Rahil. All right, there you go. These are our contestants for the day. We, of course, had Devesh from GSV taking part, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. But we move on with the 5 of them who have joined us here today. The first question of this wildcard, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Which wafer and chocolate product has over 300 flavors in Japan? Richie, go ahead.
It's Kit Kat.
Kit Kat, he says. Is it your favorite chocolate by any chance? All right, he's absolutely right. He gets a +1 on that. There are a lot of weird flavors among the 300 as well. I think I read something like a sweet potato and a wasabi flavor as well. While I can't connect those flavors to a chocolate, but Kit Kat giving Richie his +1. He's absolutely right. Let's move on to the second question. Here we go. Who wrote the book, The Art of the Deal? I'll help you out with options, Elon Musk or Donald Trump. Manish, quick there, go ahead.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, he says, +1. He's absolutely right. Getting a +1 there is Manish. 2 questions, both have been answered correctly. Let's see what happens. Question 3. What started In 1922, in London, under a British Royal Charter, with its first public engagement coming out of Chelmsford in London. Your options, Bank of England or BBC. Both possible options. Siddharth, go ahead.
Bank of England.
He says Bank of England. Both are possible answers. Getting a -1 on that is Siddharth. BBC is the right answer. All right. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, people think having options makes the question easier. It does not. It sometimes complicates the whole thing. Let's see what happens. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 4. What is pop star Selena Gomez's makeup brand called? Fenty Beauty or Rare Beauty? Go ahead, Richie.
It's the second option, Rare Beauty.
Rare Beauty, he says, and he gets a +1 on that. He's absolutely right. Getting 2 points right away is Richie. He did not take a negative and is very careful with where he's pressing the buzzer. Good strategy for a wild card. Let's move on. Question number 5. Brian Bondi, co-founder of Brave browser, was formerly with Mozilla and which other edtech organization? Your options, edX or Khan Academy. Go ahead, Manvi.
Is it Khan Academy?
She says Khan Academy. There's a question mark there and also on her face. +1 to you. You're absolutely right. Khan Academy is what I was looking for. All right, let's move on to question number 6. Here we go. I expect a quick buzz, but never know. I will give you a tagline and you have to identify a garment company from that tagline. Okay? The tagline. The complete man. Manish, go ahead.
Raymond's.
Raymond's is absolutely right. Getting a +1 is Manish. I knew it was a quick buzz. All right, let's move on to question number 7. Here we go. Founded by Alak Pandey, this edtech became a unicorn. Go ahead, Richie.
It's Physics Wala.
Physics Wala giving Richie another +1 and that takes him to 3 points. Doing well there for himself is Richie. Careful on the questions that he buzzes for. Let's see what happens next. Let's move on to question number 8. Sri Lankan cricketers Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene own which coastal cuisine restaurant in Mumbai? Your options, Fishland or Ministry of Crab. Richie, go ahead.
It's Ministry of Crab.
Ministry of Crab. I think Richie wants to get all the questions right or probably wants to set a record for a high score. +1. Beautiful answer. He's on 4 points already. Let me tell you where all of them stand, ladies and gentlemen. All right, with 4 points, Richie is leading this wild card. Close behind him is Manish with 2 points and also Manvi with 1 point. Believe me, at a wild card at Tata Crucible, 1 is a very good score. I have seen people qualifying with a 1 as well. You need to be careful about what kind of strategies you play. Believe me, nil is also not bad. You can force a tiebreaker with a nil as well. So the game is not yet over. Let's move on to the penultimate question of this wild card. Here we go. Which company does Stephen Curry endorse? Your options, Under Armour or Nike? Siddharth, go ahead.
Under Armour.
Under Armour, he says he's very keen on negating that -1 that he has. And he does that. +1 to you. Absolutely right. He too is now on nil. Good place to be. He now has a very good chance to at least force a tiebreaker. Let's see what happens. The last question of this wild card. Here we go. Jensen Huang is the co-founder of which of these companies? Nvidia or Asus? Siddharth, go ahead.
Nvidia.
Nvidia, he says, and he gets a +1. He's absolutely right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I predicted, we now move into a tiebreaker. But before that, let me quickly congratulate Richie Mishra from IIM Ahmedabad with 4 points. Technically, he's won this wild card and he's moved into the cluster final fair and square. And joining him into the cluster final from IIM Ahmedabad again is Manish with 2 points, both of them playing very well. All right, but time for me to now identify the third person who joined them. We have both Siddharth and Manvi on 1 point each. Now it's a tiebreaker between the two of them. The first question of the tiebreaker, ladies and gentlemen, the tiebreaker between Siddharth and Manvi. Here we go. Identify this brand from the tagline. Dash gives you wings. Siddharth, go ahead.
Red Bull.
Red Bull is absolutely right. Siddharth gets it right. And with 2 points, Siddharth from IIM Ahmedabad joining Richi Mishra and Manish, also from IIM Ahmedabad, into that cluster final. Congratulations to all the winners. Manvi, I'm very sure you're feeling very angry about yourself. You have to be a little faster on the buzzers. Maybe practice a little more and you'll certainly do well the next time. Thank you for joining us here, ladies and gentlemen. But don't go anywhere. I've only identified the first 3. Time for me to identify the next 3 who will join them into that cluster final. I will see you in the next wild card. You take care.
This picnic was a great idea.
थैंक यू
Candlelight dinner of sandwiches.
पर ब्रेड बटर तो लिए नहीं, आज सेल डे नहीं है ना?
What? ब्रेड बटर खरीदने के लिए forget that Thursday sale. Big basket है, हर दिन सस्ता. Big savings, big basket.
Wait! Dumbest idea ever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tata Crucible Campus Quiz 2023. We are into the 9th cluster of this quiz, and we're actually into the second wild card of this cluster. This is the Gujarat cluster. We have 24 clusters in all, and all these students who have qualified have gone through multiple grueling rounds to reach this cluster wild card. They have multiple prelims and then the wild card, then they move into the cluster final, the zonal final after that, and then the big national finale. The national finale, of course, is far away. We have many more clusters to finish before that. But of course, it was a huge journey for them as well, because they have qualified here after taking part with over 1 lakh students who took part in this quiz along with them. So this itself is a huge achievement for them. But here they are today to take part in this wild card and to see if they can actually make it into that cluster final. Let me quickly introduce them to you, and then we'll get cracking with this wild card. Our first contestant of the day is Someshwar from IIM Ahmedabad. There he is. All right, following him, representing IIM Ahmedabad again, is Pankti. All right, and up next is Isha from Gujarat University. All right, and following her from IIM Ahmedabad again is Hussain. All right, completing our lineup here today for us is Risha from IIM Ahmedabad again. We, of course, had Vishwa, who was supposed to join us, but she couldn't make it. But we have the 5 of them here with us, so we will continue with this wild card. Good luck to all of you. Let's start with the first question. Here we go. James Quincy is the CEO of which of these food and beverages company? Your options, McDonald's or Coca-Cola? James Quincy, I said. Oh, no one trying. Oh, time is up. Oh, okay, I have management institutions here. I really thought one of you would go for it. The right answer, Coca-Cola. James Quincy is the CEO of Coca-Cola. Do not allow the qualification of the cluster final to weigh on you. Do not get stressed out. Just enjoy the quiz. Question number 2, here we go. Which famous heavy metal band, considered greatest of all the time, owns the whiskey brand Blackened, named after one of their popular songs? Your options, Iron Maiden or Metallica? Oh, no one going on this one either. Oh, time is up. They have 5 seconds of time and the time is up. The answer, ladies and gentlemen, Metallica. Blackened is a whiskey brand they own as well, and that is named after one of their songs. All right, one of their popular songs actually. Let's move on now to the third question of this wild card. Here we go. Fashion designer Masaba Gupta launched a vegan, cruelty-free cosmetics brand. What is the name of this brand? I'll help you out. K or Love Child? Go ahead, Pankti is trying.
Love child.
Love Child, she says. Well, is it a guess, Pankti, or do you know?
I know that.
You know the right answer. +1 to you. Absolutely right. Love Child is what I was looking for. Pankti getting that +1. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we may actually assume that they're not going for the questions that I'm asking. But, you know, honestly, at a wild card, sometimes it's wise not to take too many negatives, because then you have to work harder to move into the positives. Let's see what happens in this wild card. Question number 4. Here we go. Name the motorcycle brand founded by a Czech national, relaunched in India in 2018 by Classic Legends Private Limited. Your options, KTM or Java. Go ahead, Rishabh.
Java.
Java is absolutely right, Rishabh, getting a +1. Good answer by him there, good quality answer. Let's move on to question number 5. Identify one of the largest American candy and pet food companies in the world that was founded by Franklin Clarence, also named after him. Your options, Nestle or Mars. Go ahead, Isha.
I said Mars.
Mars is what she says. She's absolutely right. She gets that one. His full name, ladies and gentlemen, Franklin Clarence Mars. And the company is named after him. Isha getting a +1 on that. All right, we are done with 5 questions. Let me finish a few more and then get back to you with where they stand. Let's move on. Question number 6. Gaurav Khemka founded which calorie-free sparkling water brand with Parasha Sharma, a former growth leader at WakeFit, as one of its angel investors? Your options, Polka Pop or Ocean. It's a sparkling water brand. Oh, no one going for it. All right, time is up. No one trying on this one. The right answer, ladies and gentlemen, Polka Pop. Beautifully designed labels, and it goes very well with those bottles. You should check that out. The design is very well made. Polka Pop would have given one of them a +1. Let's move on. Question number 7. Which of these drinks is not owned by Coca-Cola? All right, your options, Mountain Dew or Sprite. Go ahead, Rishabh.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew is not owned by Coca-Cola, he says, and is right. He gets a +1 on that. He's absolutely right. All right, let's move on to the next question, after which I will tell you where they stand. Question number 8. Blue Ribbon Sports was the name of which sports brand when it was founded? Your options, Nike or Adidas. Blue Ribbon Sports. Go ahead, Someshwar is trying.
I'm guessing it's Nike.
He says he's guessing it's Nike. He may be very good at his guesses. He's absolutely right. +1. Nike is what I was looking for. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 2 more questions remaining. Let me tell you where all of them stand. All right, Rishabh is doing well. He is on 2 points already. He might just choose to sit back and watch the show. 2 more questions remaining. We also have Someshwar, Pankti and Isha all on +1. If Muhammad ends up getting a +1 on the next question, I think I'll be looking at a tiebreaker situation here. Let's see what happens. Penultimate question of this wild card, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Which fast food chain has the most number of outlets in the world? Your options, Burger King or McDonald's. Go ahead, Mohammed.
It's McDonald's.
McDonald's is what he says. He seems to be very sure about it. He should be. He's absolutely right. McDonald's giving him a +1. I think somehow I'm able to tell what's going to happen in the future as far as Tata Crucible wildcard is concerned. The last question. Rishabh seems to be absolutely through into that cluster final. The rest of them are all on +1. This is a good quiz for me because I'm happy with the result. Let's see what happens. The final question. Here we go. Where is Tesla headquartered? Your options, California or Texas? Go ahead, Rishabh.
Texas.
Texas, he says. Well, Rishabh, whatever you do, I will have to go into a tiebreaker now with the rest of them. +1 to you, you're absolutely right. He gets 3 points. Ladies and gentlemen, Rishabh from IIM Ahmedabad qualifies into the cluster final fair and square with 3 points. He was very good all through the cluster final, but now I have the task of figuring out who are the other two who will join him in that cluster final. Top 3 scorers, let's keep that in mind. All right, tiebreaker between 4 quizzers, ladies and gentlemen, and the last 2 slots remaining in that cluster final. 4 of them are fighting it out for the 2 slots. Let's see what happens. The first tiebreaker question, here we go. Which automobile company is the parent company of Kia Motors? Your options, BMW or Hyundai. Someshwar, go ahead.
It's Hyundai.
Hyundai, he says, is absolutely right. He gets a +1 and he joins Rishabh into that cluster final. All right, Someshwar playing very well there. All right, 1 more slot remaining. 3 of them fighting it out for that last slot. All right, moving on to the next question of the tiebreaker. Slightly longer one. Here we go. Dhruv Diwan, Karan Chechani and Krishi Phagwani created what in 2020 which is giving stiff competition to the likes of Swiggy and Zomato? Coca-Cola acquired stake in the venture in April 2023. Your options, Thrive or Dunzo. Isha is trying. Go ahead, Isha.
I'm guessing Dunzo.
She's guessing Dunzo. Well, she had to take a chance. You have to try sometimes. But this time it does not go in her favor. She gets a -1. But this means that Pankti and Mohammad Hussain are continuing and fighting it out for that last slot in that tiebreaker, ladies and gentlemen. The correct answer, Isha, that I was looking for is Thrive. Thrive is what I was looking for. All right, let's move on to another question. Here we go. Which delivery service, formerly known as Grofers, was acquired by Zomato in 2022 for an all-stock deal? Your options. Oh, Pankti doesn't need options. Go ahead.
Blinkit.
Blinkit, she says. Have you guys got some, case studies on all these apps or something like that, or food delivery systems? You're absolutely right, Pankti. I mean, the answer was like on the tip of her tongue right away there. She's absolutely right, and she joins Someshwar and Rishabh into that cluster final. We have our top 3 scorers. Someshwar from IIM Ahmedabad and Pankti from IIM Ahmedabad, both of them on 2 points, joining Rishabh, also from IIM Ahmedabad, with 3 points, who's already made it into that cluster final. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a very, very interesting cluster final. I would urge you to stay back and watch the entire cluster final. Big Brain would be here to host that entire finale for you. Please hold on and watch the cluster final, and we will see you there. You take care.
उससे मिलके I feel like a child again. वो हमेशा दिखाती है मुझे bright side. She is nature और मैं हूँ her finest creation. Nature's Finest by Mia.
Big hello and a warm welcome to all of you watching this episode. This is me, Big Brain, and we are at Tata Crucible Campus Quiz 2023. We are in line for the Gujarat final of this journey. 24 clusters is what we go to. We are on cluster number 9, and we are at a very important city or state, Gujarat. Outstanding teams compete in this state, but this time it's my pleasure and delight to share with you that the winner of Gujarat is IIM Ahmedabad. The contest here today is to figure out who from IIM Ahmedabad. It's a rare opportunity at Tata Crucible where you've got a sweep happening. Well, Gujarat has been sweeping politically in a sense when they have elections, but IIM Ahmedabad seems to have caught on to that wave too. But for the moment, let's take a look at who these 6 are. Qualifying as our first contender here today from IIM Ahmedabad is Manish. Welcome to you, Manish. Neighboring Manish, perhaps quite literally from their hostels, is our second contender, Richie Mishra. Welcome, Richie. As our third contender here today, we have with us Siddharth. Welcome to you. Neighboring Siddharth, we have with us Someshwar. Welcome on board. The lone lady battling out here is Pankti. Welcome to you. At many of our clusters, we've had a scenario like this. The lone lady is either won or finished runner-up. So, well, back yourself on that charm. It doesn't matter at a quiz contest. It is the brain faculty we use. Our final contender here today, the final one, of course, from IIM Ahmedabad, Rishabh. Welcome, Rishabh. Those, ladies and gentlemen, are 6 contenders. Time for us to go straight into the first frontier. Time for our contestants to think. Here it is. It's a quiz with a great reputation. It's a quiz with a great history now, closing in on 2 decades of Tata Crucible. And, ladies and gentlemen, well, we've had more than 12 million people watching this quiz just last year. That's the kind of attraction this quiz has in terms of viewership, which is far more than some of the best movies or serials that you would find on platforms, is a Tata Crucible. So the stakes are high, the contest is tough, but here, in a sense, it's a polarized battle. For the moment, we're going to pick action with the first question. Let's see who runs away with this battle. All hands on the buzzer. Time for us to get started. Question 1 on your screens. Here it is. This gentleman was responsible for introducing profit-sharing bonus schemes at Tata Steel way back in 1934, before the concept of profit-sharing came in. He started a first in-house bilingual publication called the Tisco Review. Continues to this day in different manifestations. He was one of the 8 authors of the Bombay Plan in 1944. He was an ICS officer who became the first Indian municipal commissioner of Bombay in 1928. Who are we describing? Is this Ardeshir Dalal or Homi Modi? Manish is giving it the first strike. Yeah, Manish.
Homi Modi.
We'll give you a -50. Well, he went for it in a hurry. It is Ardeshir Dalal. As we go to the next one on your screens, now. The brand came out with a famous line, does she or doesn't she? Is it Clairol or Maybelline? Created by Joanne and Lawrence. Manish is trying again.
Maybelline.
Well, he's starting on a different note here today. He's gone on to -100 and he's got to quickly recover from that. That's not going to help his cause. Well, Clairol, the brand that said, does she, doesn't she? As we move to the next question on your screens, you'll probably have to continue to play aggressive to get back to where he started. Third one on screen now. Good economic. Whoa. That was really fast. Go ahead.
So I'll say Abhijit Banerjee and Esther Duflo are the authors. Abhijit Banerjee won the Nobel for economics.
Nothing going wrong this time, plus 50. Manish bouncing back very quickly, very confidently. Fourth one on your screens, now. You got to identify an Academy Award winner, an actor, who co-founded this along with James Lasseter. Is it Leonardo DiCaprio or Will Smith? Which of them is Overbrook Entertainment? None on the buzzer, 5 seconds running away. The answer, Will Smith. Penultimate question in this round. Well, no Gujarat final passes without questions on the pharma industry. Here's one coming up on your screen now. Founded by Deshbandhu Gupta. This is a very respected Manish.
I'll say, I guess, Zydus.
Oh, he went for the Gujarat angle in it. Lupin Laboratories or Lupin Limited is the answer I was looking for. So it was good aggressive thinking, because if he had erased it, he would have come back onto nil. Final one, he'll still probably have to play the same way. He doesn't have a choice in that sense. As we go to the last one, again, from Gujarat, here's my question. Now, which Sanand-based project will soon begin commercial production under the code name Apollo? They've identified one of the top growth engines by Tatas as a group. Thomas Flack is going to lead this. This is an initiative to create what? Which is going to be an important supply for another big Tata company, which is Tata Motors. Richie has gone for it.
I'm guessing he's behind the EV initiative, like making the batteries for the EVs.
Richie will get a 50. The lithium-ion battery factory, which will supply to the Tatas for their EVs, and they really led the way in India in that revolution with their electric vehicles. Early days, Richie on 50, Manish on a minus 100. It's not going to matter much because no one's really run away with the game. Time for our contestants to collaborate. Here it is. The first one in this frontier on your screens now. This is an initiative by the Tata Group where it's a 6-month program for what? At 150 years of the Tatas thought of creating something called Blue Mint. What is this program about? 5 seconds of time. No one's gone for that. Turns out to be a tough one. Well, this is a program from the Tata Group. Very few companies invest in their long-term future. At 150, Tata started thinking and saying, what for the next 50, 100, 150? They created a program for future ready, future engaged for the Tata Group talent architecture, where you go through core leadership programs to align yourself to a future world. Forward-thinking initiatives. Corporate India, of course, is learning from a 150-year-old giant, which is always ready to teach corporate India and the corporate world. Tough one here as we go to the next one on your screens now. The overall answer is a shipping giant as they started their journey. Premier Padmini is a very important car. There's a house flag from yesteryears. There's a construction company. Will lead you to an erstwhile shipping giant in India. None of the IM guys want to take a chance on this. The answer that I was looking for, Walchand Hirachand. Well, that would have been an easy one on another day. That's the Hindustan Construction Company, founded by their founder. Walchand Hirachand also was part of Premier Automobiles, which gave that lovely car which ruled our roads for many years. Moving on to the next one, onto your screens now. Your answer is a famous publishing house from southern India. On your screen is a lady who led an investigation that shook this nation. The story of a gun. A famous media giant from southern India. Is someone going to give it a shot? Media conglomerate from southern India. No one trying? All right. That is even guessable in my opinion. Nobody taking a chance on it. The answer that I was looking for, plain and simple, the Hindu group. Well, everyone's now nodding their head and saying, hey, we should have got that right. Well, the Hindu group, started of course by Muthuswami Iyer. The Bofors scam or the Bofors scandal was actually broken by Chitra Subramaniam, who was a part-time correspondent later with the Hindu. All of those, of course, will lead you to a southern giant. Next one, hands on the buzzer, question on your screen now. One amazing journey. Richie has gone for it. Yeah, Richie?
I'm guessing Titan.
You're guessing Titan. The old logo, the first chairman, they brought Mont Blanc into India. Carrot Lane is their current partnership venture. Lovely. Plus 50 again to him. He's moving quietly now to 100, but let's see what happens as we go to the next one. Now, they clearly have a Gujarat angle in terms of their logo coming from that city, which is the capital of the state. Their history goes back to the imperial era. John Mathai was a chairman of this entity at a point in time. Manish is taking a shot at this.
I'll guess this is the IRMA, Institute of Rural Management.
Okay. He's going for Anand. I said capital of Gujarat. I wouldn't have made that kind of a statement for Anand. He takes another minus 50. Well, you got a beautiful lake in the heart of your city which contributes to the logo of the State Bank of India. From the imperial era as Imperial Bank, they later became SBI. SBI has almost a 27% or so stake in Yes Bank. And, well, NID, of course, created that logo inspired by the shape of that lake in your city. Turns out to be a tough one. Manish takes a negative. He'll really have to play well to play himself out of where he's got into. As we go to the next one on your screens now. This is Walt Disney's Fantasia. A company actually kind of survived because of an order that came from this movie. This company was a technology company that became a supplier for the movie Fantasia. Which technology company owes its survival in many ways to Walt Disney's single movie Fantasia? A 200A as a product was created for this movie. A great company. Well, you could toss your way to the answer. That was a cheeky line from me. Nobody grasping on that or trying to take a risk. Hewlett-Packard. No, Rishabh, too late. Hewlett-Packard were almost going to go down a different lane when Walt Disney gave them an unexpected order, and that revived Hewlett-Packard as a company. And like they say, the rest is history. Tough ones packed into some good ones as we go to the next one on your screen now. This lady was famously involved in a waterfall. The waterfall was an important moment in Indian advertising. Which brand broke the stereotype, got this lady into a waterfall in a commercial to bring life and energy to otherwise boring advertisements for typical soap brands? The waterfall almost remained immortal. Oh, Someshwar has gone for it. Yeah, Someshwar?
I'm guessing Liril.
Lovely. Lovely. Well answered on that. The Liril campaigns actually started featuring different people under those waterfalls, including a later young Preeti Zinta who came through that line. As we go to the next one on your screen now. Known as the king of hoteliers and hotelier to the kings, he was a Caesar in the hotel business. What four-letter brand name gets its identity from this great man? Someshwar again.
Oh, it's Ritz-Carlton.
Lovely, lovely answer. Ritz is his name that comes to Ritz-Carlton, and Cesar Ritz is the gentleman on your screen. Someshwar now playing well. He's got to 100. Richie is on 100. Slowly, I think this battle is going to start shaping up as we go to the next one on your screens now. This is the old name. Manish is off in a flash. A giant in this world. L and K. Go ahead.
This is an automobile company. Is it
L and K. Huge giant. Go on. You're zeroing in well.
Is it Aston Martin?
Oh no, he's misfired. Well, you know what? Manish to me is coming across like these quizzers who's like, I have seen this before, so he buzzes. And then he's trying to figure out, where have I seen this before? The answer is Skoda. Lauren and Clement on your screen, L and K, the brand Skoda. Well, as we go to the next one on your screens now. Founded by Bill France the Senior and his son Jim France, this is something famous. Manish is giving a shot on this.
Sorry, it was. I'll take a neg. I'll take it.
Well, you're anyway headed to a Guinness record on negatives today. So he's got to minus 250 at this stage. This is NASCAR. I thought you would actually know it. We left that little clue behind the dad. But NASCAR letting him down. I think just calm down. It's not all over at all. Just calm down. It's okay. Sometimes you just get the buzzer and say, oh God, why did I do it? All right. Going on to the next one. Let's see how this game progresses on your screen now. High fashion luxury goods manufacturer that makes the Kelly bag, named after Grace Kelly. Siddharth is giving it a shot now.
Hermes.
Lovely. Lovely quality answer coming in from him. Absolutely right. He's gone to the first 50 that he scored here. The other two are on 100. The battle's going to now slowly build as we go to the next one now. It's a Google Doodle tribute to which company? Simple, beautiful doodle. Which great IT company were they paying a tribute to? The microchips that changed the world of technology. Someone's going for it. Manish it is this time. Yeah, Manish.
Is it Intel?
Lovely. Lovely. He's got it right. And he says, oh my God, thank God. Well, but he's sportive, he's smiling. He knows he's just made some silly mistakes here and there. But that has left him on minus 200. We'll take a look at where the others stand. It seems to be a tight battle as we're moving into the last frontier. On 50 is Siddharth. He just needs one more answer. Richie is on 100. Someshwar is on 100. The others, I'm sure, will score very quickly in that last frontier.
Red. Christmassy. Yellow. Pink. तुम भी पिंक मैं भी पिंक दोनों गुलदस्ता लगेंगे
आप
आपकी आधी शाम भी इसी तरह अपने पसंद के शोज ढूंढने में निकल जाती है ना? एक ऐप, दूसरी ऐप, फिर तीसरी, डिसाइड करते करते इवनिंग ओवर, करेक्ट? इसलिए हमने डाउनलोड किया है टाटा प्ले बिंज। पाइए 22+ OTT एप्स के शोज, मूवीज, लाइव स्पोर्ट्स और बहुत कुछ एक ही जगह पे। यानी नो मोर ढूंढना, ओनली देखना।
तो आज ही टाटा प्ले बिंज डाउनलोड कीजिए। प्लान स्टार्ट एट ₹249।
Time for us to move into the final frontier. Time for one of them to lead IIM Ahmedabad into the final 24. On your screen, the final frontier. Six final questions that I will read out to you. Nothing appears on your screen as visual aids. You got to listen to me, decide when you want to press the buzzer and answer the question. When you press the buzzer, I stop reading the question because you're indicating you know the answer. Question 1 of 6. Here we go. A British merchant and a governor of the East India Company at Madras donated 9 bales of goods, 417 books, a portrait of King George I to help an American university later to be named after his honor. Which university's introduction or start are we talking about? Is it Carnegie Mellon or Yale University? Siddharth is giving it a shot.
Yale.
Yale University from Elihu Yale, who was actually a governor of the East India Company at what was then called Madras, germinated Yale University. Superb 50. That puts 3 of them on 100. It's going to be a tight battle. Siddharth is now on 100. And all of them, the 3, Richie, Siddharth, Someshwar, all on 100. Here's the next one. Question number 2. This was a term coined by sociologist Amitya Edzanoy. It appeared in the Washington Post in 1986. It was popularized by Douglas Copland's 91 novel, Generation X. Pankti is giving it a shot.
Actually, I pressed it by mistake.
Oh, she got it by mistake, but she'll have to take a negative because it looked like a confident shot for an answer. Well, Manish wants to try, but no points, Manish. Go on.
Is it meme?
Thank God you didn't buzz. The answer, I think you couldn't have got it with where I stopped. Let me continue for no points. It describes a low pay, low prestige, low dignity, low benefit, no future job. What is this kind of a job called? It's linked to a huge recruiter in the world. The answer that I would have looked for is a Mac job. McDonald's hires a lot of people in these kind of jobs, and Generation X seems to love those kind of jobs. They don't necessarily want to think like what your institute would proffer one to think like. But as we go to the next one, hands on the buzzer. Let's see who gets this. She's the first woman to have led an India-based Fortune 500 company. In January, Manish.
I will guess Indra Nui.
Well, India-based, I said. She led a US-based Fortune 500 company. Minus 50 to you again. The answer, Arundhati Bhattacharya. Famous Indian iconic lady, Manish, in a hurry. Well, if someone can defeat Manish, that person's name is Manish. Well, that's the outcome of this quiz. He's really in a hurry to get there. But anyway, we've got 3 questions to go, and I just get a feeling who's going to go through is going to be a little tense from here. 3 questions to go. Question number 4 in this round. It was an evening party thrown by actress Sarah Bernhardt, the year 1896. He met Swami Vivekananda, where he told the Swami he could demonstrate mathematically the relationship between matter and energy. When Edison died in 1931, Richie.
I'm taking a guess. Is this Einstein meeting with Swami Vivekananda?
Well, he'll take a negative on that one. Your generational line was not too long, but wrong. But the answer, Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla, on his famous meeting with Swami Vivekananda, well, you should have waited a little longer before you chose to buzz. But he's given a crucial -50 there after staying in the lead for a long while. Now, Siddharth and Someshwar on 100, 2 questions to go. But all Richie needs to do is to just buzz back and get to that 100. Let's see what happens. Penultimate question. He's been a director on the board of Tata Sons. He's on the central board of the Reserve Bank of India. He is an industrialist who has received a Deming Distinguished Service Award. He's also a chairman emeritus of a famous Richie.
I'm guessing TV Narendran.
Oh, well. TV Narendran, I'm not sure, is on the central board of Reserve Bank of India.
Srinivasan? I don't know.
Sorry?
Venu Srinivasan?
Would have been the right answer.
Oh, sure.
Well, unfortunately, I can't give it to you. It is Venu Srinivasan, because I was just going to say he's chairman emeritus of a motor company in South India. That would have eliminated Mr. Narendran. But final question, where Richie has moved out of the race. It's Siddharth versus Someshwar now. One of them is going to go into the next round. Either ways, the first and second place money is going to be shared by everyone at IIM Ahmedabad. That is clear. They're going to have a party called the Tata Crucible Party. Final question to determine who goes through. Here we go. This term is called the Dash Syndrome. It's used to describe products, services, and processes that have developed with a focus on a single market, making them distinct when compared to the rest of the world. The term is used as an analogy to a part of Charles Darwin's Origin of Species. It's called the Dash Syndrome because Charles Darwin had just one focus. Very Darwinian answer, tough one for a last one. Neither want to go for it, so they want to play out a tiebreaker between the two of them. The answer, too late, Richie. Oh, Richie. Okay. Go on, Richie.
Guessing, is this survival of the fittest?
One word answer.
Oh.
Charles Darwin, one word. All right. No clue. The answer, it's called the Galapagos Syndrome. Well, Siddharth is kicking himself. Maybe he thought of that and said, maybe it just can't be something like that. You know, quizzers tend to overthink sometimes. But ladies and gentlemen, in this battle between the IIM Ahmedabad contestants, we've got a tiebreaker. So it's never easy to resolve an internal tussle between IIM Ahmedabad contestants. Two of them on 100, Siddharth and Someshwar. I've got tiebreaker question number 1 coming up for you. Here we go. Between just the two of you, all right? Siddharth versus Someshwar, hands on the buzzer. Connect a failed banker from Hong Kong. A failed banker from Hong Kong who's also known by the following names: Pelham, Melrose, Walker, Brooke, and a fictional entrepreneur that this banker created called Ukridge. We all know him in the world of literature. Lovely question. Humor, satire, wit, failed banker. Nobody going for it between the two of them. The answer, P.G. Wodehouse. P.G. Wodehouse was a failed banker. Well, so that's a tough one for the two of them. Here we go, on to the next one. This brand had partners which took it to Gujarat. The parent was Cluett, Peabody and Company. The logo was believed to be derived from Indian mythology, but it actually had nothing to do with Indian mythology. From Cluett, Peabody and Co., this apparel brand of shirts came from the Arvind Mills in India. What specific brand am I talking about? The logo was believed wrongly by many to have been derived from our mythology. Neither going for it. Well, they really want to get to that 24, so they don't want to make the mistake because they know it's a sudden death. The answer is the brand Arrow. The Arrow shirts come from Cluet Peabody. Tough one for both of them as we go to the next one. Question to both of you. Which interesting company in this world has an airline called Brick Air, B-R-I-C-K, which all of us have interfaced with as children? Brick Air. Crafty question. Which company that all of us have interacted with as children possibly has an airline called Brick Air? Siddharth is giving it a shot.
Lego.
Lego. In the Lego toys, you have an aircraft. On the tail of that aircraft, you will find in small little 8 font, which is where people like me look for questions, you will quietly find Brick Air. Siddharth will move in as the champion from IIM Ahmedabad into the top 24 of this country. Finishing runner-up on a very worthy final, Someshwar, also from IIM Ahmedabad. Hard luck to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, in that phenomenal final dominated by IIM Ahmedabad, Siddharth will move through on a tight, close final. He will represent them in India's top 24 for this year's Tata Crucible. But ladies and gentlemen, finishing by a whisker as runner-up is Siddharth. All the others battling it out sportingly. Manish running in a slightly different direction, but he's smiling because he enjoyed the quiz at the end of the day. I trust all of you watching this quiz enjoyed it as well, as we will come back to you with the other clusters. But for now, from my colleague Rashmi Furtado, from me, Big Brain, from all of us at the studios of Tata Crucible, you were watching the Gujarat Cluster Final. We'll be back with you for more. Till then, thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye.